Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Cristina. We are here today with Tanya Pavlak. She is from the Sheriff's Department, and we are just here to talk about what the Sheriff's Department does for the county of Yuma. I'm going to go ahead and let Tanya introduce herself and give you a little bit of her background, and then we will go on from there. So welcome, Tanya, and good morning.
Hello, good morning. Yes, my name is Tanya Pavlak, and I do public affairs at the Yuma County Sheriff's Office. So what that means is that I am the point of contact for the media. So if people have questions about any type of incident, any type of case that's going on, they can contact me and I can report to the media on the details that are releasable. I also manage our social media platforms. And I create all of our digital content, such as our videos and such that we do post on our social media.
That is so cool. Well, it sounds like you are a very busy lady.
I try to stay busy.
Yes, I know I've been chasing you around for like at least a year to get you on my podcast. So
that's right. Yeah.
That you're here today. Yeah.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure to have you. So I'm just going to go ahead and delve right in. So where is the Yuma County Sheriff's Department located?
Okay, so we actually have a main office, and that is on 3rd Street and 3rd Avenue and 1st Street. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay, so that's our main office, and that is where our human resource office is as well, and that's where you can drop in and drop off your dispose of your like unused, unwanted, expired medications and such. But we also have a couple of substations throughout Yuma County. So obviously the Yuma Police Department is within city limits, and the Yuma County Sheriff's Office has all the other areas, everything that the county entails. So we do have a substation on 8th Street. It is like in unison with the fire department.
Okay.
So that's one of our substations. And one of our most popular substations is obviously our Foothill substation.
Right, that's the one I was aware of. Yeah.
Yeah, we're the ones that oversee all of the Foothills area.
Okay.
So we have that substation as well. And then we also have our Martinez Lake substation. So we're the agency that oversees Martinez Lake and that whole area. And finally, there's also one in Welton.
Wow. So you guys really cover a huge territory with a lot of different stations out there.
Yes. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
They're a little spread out, and that way our patrol are able to, have those pit stops, so to say, to be able to either use the computers, use the facilities there, take their lunch break, and things like that.
Well, that makes sense. That's great. That shows a lot of support for the men and women that are out there every day.
Exactly. And it gives also the residents a place to know that, that is where I can go and talk to somebody at the sheriff's office, as opposed to always just either doing it online or over the phone. If there is something that you want to come in and talk about, then you're able to go to one of the substations and see an officer there.
That is so cool. So I heard through the grapevine of this great program that you guys offer. That's kind of like a safety check for seniors.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. So that is the Are You Okay program.
Okay.
So for that program, there are a couple of criterias that you would have to meet to be able to be signed up. But once you do sign up, it is free. And most importantly, it gives you that peace of mind that somebody is checking on you. Somebody will, contact you to make sure you're okay. If it's not for you, it could be for a family member. Let's say you have your mom or your grandmother here in Yuma, but you don't live in Yuma, or maybe you live, in another state, or just another area in Arizona. So what it is, it's a automated system. So if you sign up for it, our dispatch center has an automated system that is going to be calling you once a day. You set up the time that you want the phone call to be sent out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to call you and it's going to ask you a couple questions, and then it's just going to make sure pretty much like make sure you answer and make sure that you're there and that you're fine. If for any reason you're not able to answer the phone the first time, it's going to call you back to make sure, that it give you ample time to answer. And if you are not able to answer that second time, then a deputy will be dispatched to go out and check on you personally.
Oh, that's great. And this is free for the community? As
Yes,
long
yes.
as they meet the criteria?
Yeah, it's absolutely free. And the criteria is pretty much you have to live in Yuma County. So you do have to be, a Yuma resident. You have to have a phone. You either need to live alone, because that, obviously if you live alone, there's nobody else to check on you. So that's what the automated system is for. And you have to be over the age of 60 or have a medical condition that requires you to be like confined to your residence. So whether it's a disability or just any other type of situation where you might not be able to leave your home or anything like that.
So you can't. So if you're unable to ask for help, that's there, put in place. Now, does the Sheriff's Department call every single day, or is it set up like on a schedule? Oh, it is every day. Okay.
Yeah, it is every day, and you set up the schedule that you want to be called. So we're obviously in maybe, I don't know, unless you want to be called at like 3 a.m.
Right.
So once you sign up, there is going to be a volunteer to come out and sign you up for it. So there's going to be a questionnaire, and that's where you can kind of set up when you want to be called, how you want to be contacted, and all this other stuff. So that way they can kind of have your profile, so to say, to be able to call you and know what to look out for if they ever do have to come in and check on you.
Right. And then is it required to have a landline, or would a cell phone be appropriate?
You could do a cell phone as well.
Okay, excellent. That is so cool. Did you have a lot, or how long have you guys been doing this?
Oof, I don't know. I know it's been for a very long time. But the thing is that just a lot of people aren't really familiar with it because maybe they haven't had to use it before, or maybe the time has come where, okay, I think we might need a service like this, or maybe they've moved here and there wasn't a service like this available in the other area where they lived. Right. So it's just, so it's just a matter of getting the information out there.
Right. That is so cool. I'm so glad you guys do this, especially, just coming out of COVID and, people were just so isolating that, I'm sure there was an increase, unfortunately, in falls and other things with elder people, being at home by themselves. So what a great service that you guys provide for the community. That's so awesome. That's really, really cool and such a needed service. I'm going to have some coffee. So.
Okay, let me join you.
So another question. So let's say that somebody is going to be out of town for a while. Are there any services that the Sheriff's Department provides as far as like checking, like doing a drive by the house or anything like that for the community?
Absolutely. Yes. Oh. So another service that the Sheriff's Office offers the community, it is also another free service, is a vacation check. So let's say you're going to be out of town for 30 or more days. You can go to the Sheriff's Office either on the website, or you can go in person, and you can submit a vacation notification.
Okay.
Vacation notification.
That sounds really cool.
So let us know that you're going to be out on vacation for a while. And that way our volunteers can go by the area and do a safety check on your home. Okay. And they'll, go as far as making sure that the doors remain locked, going as far as like going around the house and making sure the windows are intact and things like that. So once you let us know, from this day to that day, I'm going to be gone. That way we can put you on the vacation home checklist. Okay. If for any reason you're going to be out of town for a short period of time, you can still call us and let us know. And what we do is that we just do intensive patrol in the area. So as time permits. So that way we just know that home is vacant. So if our deputies are in the area, they kind of have an eye out for that home. if they see anything suspicious, they know that that home is not supposed to be occupied or there's people that aren't supposed to be there. So it's just like another eye, like another good neighbor keeping an eye on your home.
Well, that's great. And that's a free resource as well, you said.
Exactly.
That is so cool. I don't think a lot of people know about that.
Yeah, and especially our snowbirds. You know, since we do cover the foothills area, there are snowbirds that will leave months at a time. So it's really important for them to notify us to let us know that they're going to be gone. That way our volunteers can be, you know, keeping an eye out on their home as well. They do have to sign up for it every year.
Okay.
So yeah, so once they come back and they're getting ready to leave, they should let the sheriff's office know, and that way we can put them on the list.
All right, very cool. Well, I think I might have you on again once the season changes, and we'll do another public service announcement, because I think that's really important for the community to know that these resources are out there for them. So there's one last thing I wanted to ask you about. You kind of touched a little bit on it in the first part of our conversation, but I'm interested in knowing, you know, you had mentioned about drop off for medication. Where can people drop off expired medication, you know, unused, whatever medication, where can they drop that off?
So they can actually drop it off at the substation in the foothills or at our main office.
Okay.
So if there is medication that is either expired or maybe you're not going to be taking it anymore and you have some left over, even if it's vitamins, you know, those vitamins expire as well. The proper way to dispose of them is to drop them off at a location where they're going to be safely disposed of, not putting them down the drain, not flushing them down the toilet, not leaving them, even worse, leaving them in the cabinet where they could possibly end up in the hands of the wrong person.
Yeah.
So you drop them off at the substation, and we're open 8 to 5, Monday to Friday, except on holidays. No questions asked. You don't have to, you know, submit your ID. You're not going to be asked who you are. You're not going to be, you know, asked what it is you're dropping off. You just drop it off in the bin and we dispose of it properly. So it's completely anonymous and it's also free.
So that's very important. Well, you know, Tanya, I just want to say thank you so much for being on today and sharing all of this valuable information. What a great resource that the Sheriff's Department, right? It's important to know, and it's great. I mean, I learned a lot today because I really didn't know that the Sheriff's Department provided all of these services. I did know a little bit about the Are You Safe program, but yeah, that's great. I didn't know that you guys check on homes when people are away on vacation. So anyway, I wanted to say thank you so very much for being on today.
Of course.
Did you have anything you wanted to add?
Make sure to follow the Sheriff's Office on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, all those other, you know, fun platforms.
Yeah.
That way you can kind of get, we'll put notifications of things we have going on. So we'll put out reminders and PSAs for the Are You Okay program, vacation notices, and traffic stuff. Yeah. And also, you know, what goes on at the Sheriff's Office. So you can kind of meet some of our deputies that are in your area, see how you can volunteer with the Sheriff's Office and things like that.
Okay. Very cool. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of, you know, younger people that are trying to find their career that would probably enjoy volunteering, you know. I think that's a great
they can volunteer with us. And we're one of the only agencies that hire at 18.
Wow.
If you want to start your career in law enforcement. It would be at our detention center as a detention officer. Right. But it's a great way to kind of get that experience, get your foot in the door, and just get started. So,
that's so cool. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that as well, Tanya. Anyway, I'm not going to take up any more of your time, but I greatly appreciate you being on today. It's such a pleasure to see you again.
Likewise.
And hopefully I'll have you on again.
I'm sure we'll be seeing plenty of each other in the future.
Oh, yes. I certainly hope so. I just wanted to say thank you for Yuma, for those of you that tuned in to watch us this morning, and those of you that will catch us on rewind, as we say. Thank you so very much, and have a great day, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.